Hey, this is something I've been thinking about for quite a long time. A lot of people have, lost loved ones during the pandemic, and people I know have died. And it hit me when I had a call midnight, little after midnight, and I had to call someone else here in the US and tell them that, 30 minutes ago, their father had died, and there was a difficulty of transmission between the US and India, and so I had to be sort of the relay in between and sort of be the bearer of bad news. And the pain at the other end of the line, it shook me to be the one conveying the message, but the person receiving the message was far more shook. In this case, they already actually knew I was unnecessary. But, you know, what was necessary was my role as, I am here for you. I don't know you, you don't know me, but I'm still here for you if you ever need someone to talk to. And I will continue to be here for however long you need someone. And I think that's a role that everybody during the pandemic has maybe had to fill. And, it is unpaid emotional labor, but critical to a functioning society. And it's something that we don't talk about because if we are lucky, death comes seldom. It doesn't come often. But we are living in a time where the Reaper's sickle hangs over us all, and even, I'm still alive, but that doesn't mean that death's touch leaves me unmarked. The real pain is that home is where the heart is, and the heart is, with your loved ones, with people. And so when you lose those people, you lose a little bit of that home. The loss of losing a loved one is like there's a part of your heart that's gone. I think about my grandfather. I lost him before the pandemic. And sometimes I'll think of him and I'm about to see him again, and then I realize I'll never see him again. All the things that irritated me, all the things I loved about him, all the things I remember about him, they will only be memories now. I will never see him again, ever. In photos and in footage and nothing more. And in my memory. And that's it. And it's like a little part of me, raw, painful, thorny bit, tinges it. This pain, it doesn't ever go away. And, and some part of me doesn't want it to go away. I never want to feel numb when I think about the loss of someone I held so dear that I took care of in his final years. I don't want to feel nothing there, but I don't like this pain either. The feeling of loss kind of looms over you. The way I think of it, this might just be because I'm very much a very nerdy person. In Kingdom Hearts, there is an enemy called Darkseid or Darksides, and it is a heartless. It looms over you. It represents, your own shadow. It looms massive, towering over you. A head that's a tangle of dark vines, two yellow eyes that, glow, and, it's like has a very dark humanoid shape, massive fists, massive body, but inside, right here, there's a conspicuous hole in the chest in the shape of a heart. That hole is what I feel the loss feels like. It feels like there's this massive towering shadow with a very clear absence in the heart. That's what I feel losing your loved ones is like. It towers over you. It always reminds you of what you're missing. And it's a darkness that you can't really quell. It just sort of lives in your shadow, peeking out at you, looming over you. And you need to figure out some way of handling it, thinking through it, finding some way to represent it or, think through it in some form, because otherwise it does consume you. Because repressing it, trying to deny how much you loved that person, how much they meant to you, and then how painful it is to lose them. Denying that person and the part they played in your life is truly awful to them and to you. You're doing a horrible thing to yourself. You're just making that pain worse by trying to deny it. I've been there, I've done that. We do that at the start. We try to. We really try to ignore that shadow, that loss. Try not to do that. Try to be open arms for other people when they're feeling that kind of pain. And so that transition is easier for them. And remember how it was for you, because we're all going through that right now. And we could all use that kind of help. And if you're going through this yourself right now, I hope that these words are some help. Maybe this is something just personal to me, and if it is, and it's not of any help, then, just consider it a very nerdy person's babbling on a Wednesday morning. Thanks, guys.